What's good, everybody? I'm back. I just was live for a little preview video saying that I was going to be back right after checking the video quality. I'm not doing this for viewers or anything, so anybody who sees the view count, I'm letting you know right now in this first minutes of introduction that that's not what matters when you have the truth, man. I'm telling you right now. Whenever somebody discovers gold on this earth, they don't have to have a bunch of people around them to vouch for it. It could take just one person to discover the hugest discovery of gold in the world just by themselves. And you just got to have the intelligence to see what's going on here. And I'm telling you right now that you have some of the most impactful and concrete knowledge in the world that you could come across. And that's the main thing that I have to say in this video, all right? There's not anything, anything that you ask me about, it's not really up for debate because you can't debate the truth. You can't debate facts and 100% truth. So anything that you do have a question about, you can question. Anything you think different and opposite about, you can let it be known what you think opposite and different, okay? You're welcome to give your difference of opinion here. And I'm letting you know now formally with that opposition of opinion that the truth will be also shown to you, okay? And explained to you in response to your opinion, all right? In a very formal and intelligent way. I'm not just here to sound smart and look smart. I'm here to show y'all evidence of the truth, all right? So, my video literally says what? By the title. Something about the earth being flat and round. Now, I know y'all know that people will play with titles and things like that, all right? Shout out to the one person who has come in. I know that y'all literally hear people play with titles and things like that and wonder what I could mean by it being flat and round. Really what it is I mean is that this right here, this earth that you see me drawing out is flat and round. It's not a trick, but what it does do is show you both of them in one, but prove the truth at the same time. That's what it shows you. Now, how does this show you both the earth and the flat earth? the globe and the flat earth at the same time? Well, if you zoom out and you look at the contents that are there, you can clearly see that this is the flat earth, all right? If I pull up a flat earth AE map right here, that's not it, but if I pull up a flat earth AE map, as a mutual equidistant map, all right, this is what you get, okay? Now, if you look at that right there, and then you look at this right here, you can see where it's at if you pay attention to it truly. Especially if I tilt it just about exactly right. You can see that Africa right there is just like right here. Nearly, okay? You can see that South America right here, and that right there is literally right there, South America and the Americas, all right? What is that about? Okay. So what you have truly right here, though, is a different map from what you are taught as far as the azimuthal equidistant map. It's very much similar, but what this truly is right here is called the quincunxial projection map. It's a different form of a projection. And the whole point of that map is to put the earth as a square instead of this right here. Now, am I saying that the earth is a square? No, I am not saying that the earth is a square. All you see is irregular shapes around us in this world. You don't see squares anywhere. That's really dealing with man itself and measurement, like you see right here. Okay, what you do catch is lines. You don't catch squares, but you catch lines. So when it comes down to what the AE map is, my bad, pulling up some over here. Not trying to pull up the AE map on maps, but quincunxial. The quincunxial map is this right here. So y'all have seen the AE map very many times, but this is the quincunxial map, and I'm shouting out Pierce, which is the name of the person who created this. All right. So the map itself is not my discovery in itself, but it deals with the geometric outlay of my work. Okay. And it's being used to explain what the earth is and isn't. When you navigate on Google Maps, if I pulled up Google Maps right now, you're going to navigate with any compass in all cosmos. It's lines. Okay. There is no curvation. You cannot navigate with curves like you would on an azimuthal equidistant map. East to west on a flat earth map, AE map, is literally a curve. That's why it's curving. All of the land is skewed and curving because east to west gets curved on an AE map, but that is not how you navigate in true life, in real life. Everything here is like a longitude, latitude map broke up into quarters, into 4 different quadrants. Right here, you got a longitude, latitude map going this way, but when you reach right here, you get to where you make a longitude, latitude map, everything, and it's really in a, not really just quarters, but also in an octahedron. It's the number 8, or the essence of the, not octahedron, but octagon is very much important right here, okay? Because before you get to a circle, you make different amounts of sides with regular polygons in order to make a circle, okay? But this new map that y'all have learned about from me right here is very much similar to the AE map. But the fact is, when you're down here in these southern regions, how does this prove what the earth really is? I'll quickly get to that. Right here, you got the stars, the celestials, which are the northern celestials. But you have 2 different sets of celestials. You have a southern hemisphere of celestials and you have a northern hemisphere of celestials. My thing is, when you literally get right here, if you were to zoom into the earth and you were to get right here at the equator, do you know what you would see in the sky? You would see the celestials start to do what? Create a hourglass type of shape, and there would be stars going straight that way, and then they start to converge and go the other way. If you look up at the sky and seeing that from the ground, and when you look down from below, from the top, you should see the same thing. And so if you literally are seeing curves going that way as far as stars, the farther you go down this way, you start to see a pivot around a southern pole. Not necessarily a polar star, but as far as a pivot. If I pivot my leg like this right here, like a compass, and pivot this, you don't have to have a star down in the south in order for that to be considered a southern pole. The pole is just dealing with the aspect of going around in a circle around one stationary point. And that's exactly what you're doing when you're down in the south. And that's what starts to happen down in the south. Okay? You cannot have that on a flat earth map, because how can you have one spot down here, which would then be, like you see right here, Antarctica, but Antarctica is literally supposed to be a wall, supposed to be on the flat earth map. You don't have any proof of Antarctica really being an ice wall either, okay? So that's the thing there. The earth literally, the stars rotate down in the southern hemisphere this way. The opposite and different constellations that are not found in the north are found down in the south, which is another in the counterclockwise rotation, which, I mean, it literally proves and screams that this cannot happen on a flat earth. None of that perspective stuff matters or anything. I'm telling you the honest to God truth. Because another thing I just thought of here recently is, you know how you can look in the sky, and if you pretend that this is Polaris up here, and up there at the top where 4.5 is at, you'll be seeing stars up here on this, and you'll see them on the other side too. As a matter of fact, I could just pull up star trails. This is my thing. Another thing, this is something else that nobody else has pointed out. So you got the northern star that is found right there, right? You know how people say that the sun fades away due to perspective on the flat earth, and that the earth is really flat, and when you see it go beyond the horizon over there, that it's literally due to perspective or vanishing point. Well, fact is, you would not be able to see these stars on the when you look at the sun in our reality. What do you usually see? No stars, right? So literally over here, you got Polaris right here. All of these stars over here are on your side, right above your head. The closer that you get and look right up, you have a star right above your head. On the other side, that would mean then on the other side of, if you're right here at this point, if this is Polaris right here, which would also be right here, the northern point, northern star, and you're standing right here, that'll mean when you look up and Polaris is right here, you'll really see the stars that's right above you, right up in here, and you'll be right here above you. But the stars that you see over here on this side, where the sun, when it sets and the sun is supposed to be on that side, didn't I just say that the sun literally, and like you see every day, that the sun does not have stars visible during the day? Well, why do you see stars over there when the sun is literally under a dome, supposed to be on a flat earth, and it's on the other side of the map? It's supposed to be under those constellations, if you comprehend that. Because the sun is closest to the earth on the flat earth cosmology, not the stars. So literally everything on that side of the sun, where over there, you will see the sun starting to block out all of the stars that are on that other side of the stars, of Polaris, if you understand that. Now, I've not heard anybody else bring that up, but that's very important. Those stars should not be visible in the night sky, because you surely can't see them at all during the day. You know why? Because the sun blocks them out. So it should do the same thing on the other side. Why would it change? Okay, it's called using your mind, man. That's all it's about, and that's how I figured out everything here as far as this code, this geometric code with the Masonic square and compasses. I'm not a Mason. I'm here showing the truth that they can't and won't show you. You know why they can't do it? Because they ain't know it, and the reason why they won't show you is because they ain't know it. They don't know this right here about their own square and compasses. Vortex math is the closest thing that you got as far as knowing that in the nonogram or enneagram, which are both the same thing. It's just a different name to call it. So at the end of the day, that number 9, you'll see is very much essential. I need y'all not to forget what I just said about that star, because I could go in proving that the earth is flat. I'm not flat, but globular all day. That point I just made is very impactful and important, and y'all haven't seen that or heard that brought up yet. Now, another thing, when it comes down to these stars, I already went over this stuff down here in the southern hemisphere, that when you are on the earth period, and that, because I resort to nature. You look at nature, you see the star trails start to make an hourglass shape down there at the equator. You will never have a convergence. Anytime you're under a dome, you will not ever have convergence of lines. Like everywhere, side to side around in this room, if there was a big dome that extended all the way to as far as my eye or humanity could reach, that went all the way over there, the bottom of the dome, the lines or the star trails at that point will always be flat. The closer you get to the ground, the horizon, because mind you, you got a dome that's hitting the flat ground. That's what the flat earth is explained as, a dome of stars, and the stars that rotate around literally hit the flat ground eventually, right? Supposed to. I mean, what is that depicted? So at the end of the day, all of those is making the farther down you go, as far as that flat earth dome, you will see the stars at the bottom make the biggest circle, just like a track, runners around the track. The person on the outside makes the biggest lap or loop. The person in the circle makes a smaller circle. That big circle at the bottom, the closer it gets, the bigger it gets, the more closer it is to the bottom. And that literally is a straight line. No matter how close you would get to that edge, it will not ever start to converge and go one way this way in the north, one way that way in the south. It just wouldn't do that. A dome stays a dome as far as when you look up and see, it's the same thing. That's just like this square is going to be square. The opposite of this square, this box that I'm in, a room, is literally a dome, a curved room. It's just not ever going, if you spin it, it's not ever going to change. No matter, basically that would be, if I became like a small little ant and shrunk my size and this all turned into a dome that I was under, you would not ever see you being smaller would not chart or change the convergence of the stars and their trails that they make. That's just not, it's just silly. Everything, especially with it being fractal. Your vision is even fractal. That's also what's being shown here. Your vision, in fact, is fractal and is made off of the same geometry that you see here. So, literally, what this all has to deal with is time in itself, all right? It's not just some cool pattern. That's not what's going on. The honest to God truth. And some of you don't even believe in God, but this is the proof of God. This discovery that I made with these numbers that Marco wrote and didn't, this is the proof of God. It's like a sigil, right? Sigil, the root word of sigil, the first syllable is sig, signature. Do you understand that? Signature, sign of God, a sigil. That's not what this is. It's not anything to do with magic, a magic square, or anything like that. But the 100% honest to God truth is that that's why I give my credit to God when people ask me where I got God. Straight up honest to God truth. So 4.5 literally is dealing with physicality. There's one in between that. There's 0, 0 and 9, 0 and 1. The straight line, if you understand that as well. 0 and 1 binary code, that's what deals with that right there. So what was I going to do next? Yeah, this right here. That's where this comes in handy. Now, everything that you see, come on, rotation of screen. Okay, there we go. Another thing, I could pull up so many different fruit, y'all. I know that people will bring up different fruit and everything in order to give their understanding or comprehension of what the universe is or the earth itself. Because on a flat earth, the earth is the center of the universe. I comprehend everything flat earth that people could tell me. I literally was a flat earther. It's rare that people were a globe earther at first, upon being taught in school, become a flat earther thinking that they're very intelligent and woke up to some truth, some secret, and then go back, have the intelligence and the heart, the right heart and mind to say, I was wrong. Earth ain't flat. I'm not trying to influence anybody. I'm just stating facts. And if anybody can disprove me, then there you go. If you can prove me wrong, there you go. But I'm waiting on it. I promise to God I'm waiting on it. Because I'm very, if you can't tell, that's one of the main things when people come across me. Within 5 minutes of talking, I get told that I'm very intelligent. And I'm not bragging, but that's what other people tell me, is that you must be very smart. You must be very smart. But this right here has a stem that it comes from. All fruit that you see on a tree are like planets, kind of. Because everything is fractal. What looks like a star? You have stars and planets in space. That's why you see the ancients depicted the cosmos as a tree a lot of times. You have planets, which if you plant this, if you plant this, a tree is going to grow. But a star would be the leaves, okay? That's why the leaves that you see look like stars. I mean, literally, you find a 5-point stars where? You can find a starfish, of course. But once you go down the road of leaves, that's where you get leaf counts that have 5-point star, literally, in nature. That's where you see the essence of the pentagon or pentagram. Pentagon, well, which one is it? With the just a 5-point star? Yeah, pentagram, I think. That's what it is. But yeah, that's literally, or I think that actually has a circle around it too. But anyway, you find every other leaf count. That's where I was showing with weed. Everywhere in between this, when you do the mathematics, everywhere up in the center, you get a certain type of math. 1, 3. 1 is in between 4 and 5. 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9 is in between all of these numbers opposing each other. And that's the leaf count that you get with marijuana. That's the point there. That's also the same geometry that you see with the Masonic square, not square and compasses, but the, what do you call it? The encampment. I don't want y'all to be lost, so I will. I showed this in the past. I've done all of this work in the past. I'm just reteaching it really. But this is the Masonic encampment, and that's why I told a lot of, if you pay it now, what was I saying? Literally that 1, 3, 5, and that's where that X that you see right there. I'm trying to show y'all the truth that they can't show you and won't show, because they don't have this. The only way that the Freemasons or anybody on earth would know this is if you literally draw it out. You can't explain this by mouth. If you can understand that. You cannot explain this work that I've made here, this fractal code that goes on for infinity, by saying 0 goes in that box and 1 will go in this box and it's supposed to be you just can't explain it by mouth. There's no way nobody would know it. Anyone would know it. So the geometry, if you see the similarities going on right there, you see the same thing going on right there. But what's being shown to you literally is that X is the one where the pole would be. Okay? That's the North Pole on the bottom of this map. You get the South Pole. I'll show you the globe here in a minute because it's a genius way that I did that. But right here, and I'm not just bragging, I just say just genius way, but you see the triangle right there. That's the number 3 in between 3, 6, and 9. And then you have a pentagon. These are all weed leaves. If you look at the growth of weed, that's exactly how weed grows. Okay, I showed that in the past. And then you have a heptagon, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then a nonagon, which is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So what you have as far as vortex-based math, that's literally what the nonagon or enneagram is literally what the Freemasons already have been having. Who was born first? Or what was created or born first? Marco Rodin, who brought out the doubling circuit and made that 0 through 9 thing around the circle, vortex math that y'all know it as, which you also see right here, popular, or the Freemasons, which have been a secretive society, or a society with secrets, but not a secret society, since the 1800s, as far as this being part of their degree work. This has been around longer. That's the factual truth. So therefore, this right here that you do see has been known as far as the number 9. But this right here has not been known. I'm not here to brag. I'm just showing the truth, the honest to God truth. Okay. So what does it all mean at the end of the day? What does geometry mean for period? Just period. But Masons especially know geometry breaks down to earth measurement. That's why you have the earth right there, because it's measuring the earth. You also have all of these different monuments that I have around the earth. The whole point of it is, like I say, with the Nazca lines right here, the Nazca Estrella. Some of y'all didn't know about Nazca until your boy made it, known a little bit more. But that geometry that you see as far as the Nazca Estrella right there as you zoom in is literally the same geometry that you see right there. Okay? And there's 19 other stars. That's why my work is important. I've been trying to teach y'all that through my other small videos, because I don't be live like I used to, because I've been dealing with harassment, because this is so powerful. Some of y'all wouldn't believe, man, I ain't lost my mind, bro. I've been being harassed by federal police, federal agents, if you want to call it that. Got no record, nothing. I've been to the FBI office and everything. Don't you realize if I had a record, they would have arrested me? I mean, get real here. Your boy been being harassed with some technology that y'all would not believe even exists. You'll think I got a mental problem just upon explaining it to you. But the step counts here matter. That's Teotihuacan that I drew out. It's basically a tour around the earth. Now, right across the antipode of only an antipode, by definition, is the opposite, not word by word that for Webster's, but just the opposite of side of a sphere, the opposite point on the sphere. So literally that would be on this sphere, which is on the side of the earth right here. That's the north. That'll make Nazca on the side. Well, that's Angkor Wat, is what people have been showing. I'm not the first to bring that to anybody. That's what people been showing. All right. But Angkor Wat, as you look at that geometry right there and zoom in, it's the exact same geometry as that right there. Those 4 corners right there that you see right there, literally, those 4 corners that you see right there, it's the same thing. And I showed this in the past too. I'm going to pull that up actually too, because that's where the whole point of that is 0909. That's one compartment right there. What do you see at those corners? 09090. That's what those points right there will be. A quincunxial aspect. And that's what you see right there with that. 0 and 9 will be right there. What you see right there will be right there in each of those corners. But all 4 of them, of course, make that. Okay. Let me pull up that driver real quick. I hope it's being explained well enough. Come on, buddy. I think he's going to show pictures. There you go. Right there. See that right there? That shows you where I've been consciously. Only workable on a level stationary Earth. The Great Pyramids, which is also down here, and the Step Pyramid of Djoser, which is down here as well, was literally made in conjunction with a globe Earth. Do y'all realize that? Even though they had Nut and Geb way in the earlier days, it literally, the measurements and everything is in concurrence with a globe Earth. Hope y'all understand that too. And the reason why is because there's more to the story than what y'all have been told. Flat Earth just came out like a psyop, man. One day, everything was just all cool and nothing, it wasn't a talk. Then you look up and it's just this big thing. Anytime that happens, I'm telling you, psyop, screams psyop, all right? For all the history, men have valued extremely being the first at something, discovering something, creating something. They want to make for sure that they keep things in control. They being the government and shadow government. But when it comes down to what I was saying with this globe aspect, is everything comes from a tree, so to say, a central point, a body. All right, if everything is fractal, everything has to break down into the same fractal elements of what it is. So this literally has a North Pole where it gets its energy from, and a South Pole. Every other fruit that you look at, you got an apple that has a North Pole and a South Pole. Is globular. Your head literally is not flat. It's a globe. If I ask you which one is most in concurrence with, it of course would be a globe. So what I'm showing you here is this right. Where's the globe in this? I put it so smart. That's why I had what I had at first up. But let me pull it up real quick again. Earth from North Pole. Which one is the best one? See this right here? Now the crazy thing about this is when you look right there, you see North America right there. That's the same thing you see right here. All right? Same thing. But the halfway point of a sphere, you see if this was a perfect sphere, where is the halfway point at? My hands are on it, right? You see how that makes the midpoint the equator? So literally that would be the halfway point right there, the equator in itself. So you got the flat earth here, quincunxial or AE map. It doesn't matter which one, because factually, if any one of them, if the earth were flat, which it isn't, but if the earth were flat, the quincunxial map is the better map for y'all to be using with just a ring around it. Not that skewed stuff that y'all get on the flat earth, because nobody flies that's why longitude and latitude works, bro. Longitude and latitude buildings are made on longitude and latitude, bro. Okay. So if you have, I think longitude, which one is longitude and latitude? I get them mixed up so much to be so intelligent, so to say. But because I don't use them every day. Why they ain't got them labeled? Okay. Longitude, latitude. Okay, so the lines of longitude, like I was thinking earlier, the lines of longitude are always left to right. All right. So when you got lines of longitude, if you were to travel, or if a building were built on the 33rd degree longitude over here in Africa, and then somewhere in the Americas, a building were built in the 33rd degree, same longitude. Do you not realize that you could literally fly a straight line? It's built on only way they would both be on the 33rd degree longitude is by what? A straight line. It can't change. When you fly on a flat earth, you have to curve. East to west doesn't curve. That's what I've been showing. The first compass was made to look just like this. East to west does not curve at all. As you go around a flat earth, on the AE map, the lines curve. That's not how things work out here in navigation in this world. Everything is based on up and down, left and right, and spherical. Okay. So at the end of the day, straight line. You don't have to curve on the globe. Circumnavigation deals with the fact that you see what are these right here going around this globe. I've heard many flat earthers say that it's called circumnavigation and not glob navigation or globular navigation. Well, the reason why it's still called circumnavigation is because you are in fact going around in a circle over the globe. Those are circles made around the globe. The whole thing is going in one direction and ending up approximately in the same exact spot. If not the exact same spot. Well, you can't do that on a flat earth. All right? You can't just go in one east to west it's shown to you that the plane is making a huge curve around a flat earth. Well, if you go in one direction, in order to get one direction is one direction. You don't curve at all. Period, point blank. All right? Everything as far as going back to this, not to be all around the place, but what's crazy is what makes this more accurate is you got something called the North Pole map of Mercator. A lot of y'all flat earthers know that. Doesn't that look very much similar? I'm pretty sure it does. The Mercator North Pole map. Now I'll pull it up. It's almost like, you know how you can pixelate stuff? It's almost just like that. Now, that doesn't mean that it's flat. Basically, we haven't ever been to the North Pole, is what's being shown. We haven't ever been. We don't really know what's fully there or under that water that's been melting since the so-called ice age. Because the water level has only come up. That's why y'all truly, some people so silly enough to believe that pyramids was built underwater. Like, come on and get real, bro. Like, get real, bro. On the real, like, the pyramids that are underwater were built at a time when the sea level was lower. It's just common sense. The sea level was lower. That's why they underwater now. Because the sea level has risen. But anyway, I'm going to pull up Hyperborea. Some people, and I heard that literally on the History Channel, somebody thought that they were built underwater. That is just hilarious to me, man. Like, to be so smart to get on History Channel, you think that's Hyperborea right there. If you look at the aspect of that map right there, Hyperborea or the North Pole Mercator map, it's very much similar to what you would see in the North Pole. You even got the rivers, the aspect of the rivers, because 0 and 9 is water, as you could. That's why I told you it's so smart, man. Look here, bro. I could literally I could flip a switch and start to go in and show how smart I am on the flat Earth too. I literally could, cause you look. That's what's so damn funny, man. It's really funny because I'm not even sick, bro. I ain't been to college. Highest I got is a high school diploma, and I'm telling you right now, I could explain the globe, Earth, and the flat Earth. Make somebody be confused as fuck. Make somebody be dogged out confused, boy. I bullshit not. Now, so what I mean is, now what's crazy here with that too, that's very similar to mine, is the colorization of it. Why did he color that? Let's say yellow equals 0, green equals 9. Yellow equals 0, green equals 9. Yellow equals 0, green equals 9. You see, it's really weird. So it's almost like if you're dealing with some society, I've heard some people say that, see how it splits right there, the rivers? I'll get into the flat earth mode in just a minute. That's what you see right there too. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing if you really look at it. It's like this is a pixelated version of that. You know how you can blur something out in pixels when it's explicit or censored? In order to censor it, it's almost like this is a censored secret of this. So literally, what's crazy is, what was I going into? The flat earth, of course. Everything that you see colored here is colored the color it is for a reason. 0 and 9, I think everything out. 0 and 9 is literally dealing with water. The water stays at a level, or 0, if you understand that. Everything that grows up is the number 1, grow or green. So I color things this green. The earth is under the water as well. So this is where you get in with the flat earth cosmology. All of that water literally has to have something that's sitting on top of, man. And that's why you got earth under the water, but also earth grows up out of the water. If you understand that. So there you go with the earth growing out of the water, which is really under the water too. Then you got this right here, which is 2 and 7, colored the way that they're colored, which could represent the moon and sun, those two. That's why I say could, because that's not exactly what it is. But you got 3 and 6. That's where you get the compasses above and the compasses below, like Vortex Mathis showed you in the past. But what you've never heard people talk about, and they say 3, 6, and 9 is the key to the universe. Every third number is colored blue. You got 0 or 1, 2. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And then if this were, let me see if I can do it like this. Excuse me for the burpee. Well, anyway, it's right here too. 1, 2, 3, blue. 1, 2, 3, blue. 1, 2, 3, blue. And those both go as 1. And you got 1, 2, 3, blue. 1, 2, 3, blue. I'm tripping, blue. But all of them end up blue. Every third one is blue. 3, 6, and 9 is not the key to the universe. You can't find, I'm not down on anybody who does believe in that, but can you show and prove that 3, 6, and 9 are the key to the universe? Keys to the universe. How so? They do have importance as far as like everything in this reality being third dimensional. Because even this 2D paper has 3 dimensions added to it. The things that build it up, literally it's just skinny. That's all it is. But if you could zoom into the edge of this paper enough, it could look like the ice wall. You know? But 4 and 5 is what people have not ever talked about. The essence of 4 and 5. All of your numbers that you use is 0 through 9. And when you add all of them together, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, you get 45. Your compass that you use to navigate is not built on 33 degrees, 3 degrees, 60 degrees. It's built on 45-degree angles. Everything there. Your intermediate directions and your regular directions. 4.5 is something that you have not ever heard anybody talk about, that number. In mathematics, in the history of mathematicians, Einstein, everybody. That's Corey. I deserve that credit. And it's not just for glamour and a cool pattern, like I said. This 4.5 thing literally has to deal with the universe. These are your fingers and toes. Why didn't God, if 3, 6, and 9 is the key to the universe, you think that you would want to realize it, but the creator of this universe that created all humans wouldn't realize it too and give you 3 fingers, 3 toes? Why ain't you got that? Why doesn't a dog have that too? They got the same count as you. Most things on earth literally that are pedestrians or walk on 4s, they got 4 legs plus 1 point. And that 1 point is the controlling point, which is your head. That goes for dogs. It goes for cats, bears, mountain lions, regular lions, polar bears, even penguins. Got 2 feet, 2 flapping wings, but 1 controlling head. 4 plus 1 equals 5. Okay? So literally, when it comes down to it, 4 plus 1 equals 5. When you look on top of a 1, it's literally a point. The North Pole becomes a point. But if it's a pole, it's the number 1. All out of all numbers, which one looks the most like the number one would be the number one in itself. Okay. So literally, 4 fingers. What's your controlling finger that you can't live without though? It'll be pretty hard living like this, wouldn't it? But this right here comes in handy. This controlling. This is where you get your control. When you play a video game, do you play it like this? No. You play it like this is what your controlling factor is, your thumbs. With any video game you play. Okay. And that's what life partly is. It's kind of like a game, some virtual reality in which you've been wiped of your knowledge of. But when I put this in the AI system and see what it gives me back, which I showed y'all in the past, it lets me know things like a game board. One of the main things it mentions is tarot card layout. It mentioned Hyperborea even. And this is just the real deal, 100% honest to God truth, man. What you see up here to once it's finishing, that's the Great Pyramids, or Grand Pyramids like I call it now, the Grand Pyramids of America. Okay? And what is that? That's literally what this is, a blueprint. This is literally a design blueprint for the pyramid that once people wake up to that point, because I already hear people have been talking about it for years that we need to build a pyramid. When are we going to build the pyramids again? Well, when they finally say the reason why they haven't is why they don't have the technology, so to say, or they haven't released it at least to let people know in the public eye that they have that level of technology figured out. So once they do let that be known that they have that technology, what do you think they're going to be doing after? They're going to be looking for a design to do it. And I'm going to already have that done at that point. Literally. Because this design literally has to, what you see with Angkor Wat, what you see with this right here, what you see with that step pyramid design right there, it all shows that this could have possibly been known at some time for them to build on this exact geometry. But how did that get lost? Something so I don't know. But I know that Angkor Wat literally has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 of those towers, which is the 9 that you see, the number 9. And the quincunxial aspect of it. And when you look at Angkor Wat as far as its design, that's what I was showing too. This is it right here. This is what the blueprint of Angkor Wat looks like. So not only do you see and have this right here, zero and this quincunxial aspect going on with Angkor Wat that I just showed, you also have this right here going on. If you look at the geometry, that's literally what it looks like at Angkor Wat. You see the step aspect in the quincunxial and quadrant aspect essence. That's the same thing you got going on there. Literally. You can see the same, and they have the symbol literally there carved in, and because everywhere on Angkor Wat literally has every inch has a carving, and you see that literally this geometry, but without the X in the center, you don't have this discovery. That's what literally made my discovery. Without me pulling 1 and 0 over here, and 8 and 9 over here into the center, like pulling, because that's all it is 1 and 0 over there, and 8 and 9 that continue over there. Pulled together like squeezed wires to create power. That's what it really is. 2 divided into 1. Half of 2 is 1 and 1. Half of 7 is 3.5. This shows the essence of the decimal system, because 3 plus 5 equals 8. It's 8 right there and 8 right there. So literally, you get those two to come together like that, and without that, you wouldn't have that right there made, that box, which is right here with the Nazca star. You would not be able to have that. You just have 0 through 9, 0 through 9, but everything will be open in the center. What really made everything possible was that right there. And when you look at that in Angkor Wat, that square aspect is literally this right here. And like this, that showed. And I gotta pull it back up. So when you zoom in on Angkor Wat, what you'll see is that right there. You will see that type of architecture. Let me see if I can get it up close so you can see the jagged. This is another 3D depiction, but you can see that it has those jagged steps. They're showing you that right there. The jagged design that from an aerial view literally looks like that. There it is there too. Because I wish I could zoom in and walk through it with whatever technology they got here, but they don't allow you. The towers even have that geometry going on, but this isn't a great depiction of it. What does that count? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, same thing. So literally, I just wanted to show this to y'all today. This is where I'm at, and I'll be coloring this in. This is the blueprint of the Great Pyramids of America, at least the design blueprint. And as you continue to zoom out, if I put this in a computer software, I can get it done so quick, which I have already started. I'm literally going to be making a software off of this. I'm going to be making a game off of this. And how is that all going to be possible? That's going to be from utilizing my mind and anything. The first thing that breaks open the door to financial benefit, that's such as the art itself being put in a museum. After I get on a show called Ancient Aliens, because they're looking for the answer to this. They're literally looking for the answer to this. Once I get on a show called Ancient Aliens, it's a wrap. Because that's going to put my name out there as an artist. I'll be answering the question. And then, for questions about this massive, have y'all ever heard of, which I also just recently released videos on, the World Unified Blueprint for all of these ancient monuments based on the ley lines. I showed y'all in the past as well that Nazca deals with the ley lines. So you got the Nazca Estrella right here, but Nazca lines map looks just like the ley lines map. So it's dealing with the ley lines. I hate when they do that. They pull up shallow results. Not exactly what you're looking for. And there it is. That's a map of the lines of Nazca. Líneas de Nazca. Looks like ley lines. If you keep that in your, just close your eyes, and then once you open up your eyes, this is what you see. Ley lines. How similar do they look? You see that? Fractal. Ley lines map. So literally you got the Nazca lines, the ley line, or the ley lines, right? Or the Nazca Estrella. Everything there was literally for a purpose of building. Building and tracking energy. Because that's what the ley lines are, a tracking of energy. Now, there's different forms of energy. You got water energy, electrical energy, magnetic energy. There's different forms of energy. What type of energy it was they were tracking, that's all depending on what you find out there. But literally, there's a united world blueprint, and people say that it's more like this, based on the globe. But you have no united geometric blueprint. You have curves. You got ley curves. with a flat earth. You don't connect them with straight lines. Because mind you, if you go east to west, you'll have to curve in order to get to where, you know. So I just want to end that there. Let that be known. That's long enough for this video. And next time that I come around, I have this done. And what else? I have more to talk about as far as the ancient aliens thing that I'll be doing, because that's what's going to take Corey to the next level. Once I get on the History Channel, Ancient Aliens, a lot of y'all might not watch that, but literally, Ancient Aliens is where it's at for this right here. When people ask me, so what is it all for? Where is it going to go and things like that? That's the whole purpose, to get on that show. Not the whole purpose, just to get on the show, but that's the whole plan of direction. Get on Ancient Aliens so that everybody and as many people as possible can see this shown on their Freemasons, everybody who needs to know about it, everything. Because they show stuff about Freemasons on the History Channel. So everybody who could possibly, that needs to know about this, will find out about that from the History Channel, and that's the show that this is most in congruence with. So this is where it's at right now, and I love this because what I'm doing is so creative. It's something that's going to be as valuable as the Mona Lisa, probably in the future. I know that's a stretch to say, but when you're dealing with something that's answering questions and making history from somebody who has never elevated above the earth in their life, it's pretty impactful. In a geometric code, everybody else, out of every number of people on the earth that are living right now especially, nobody can show that they know this. Then there's one person that's showing that. It's very impactful. Because everywhere you see zooming in, it'll all spin and be the same exact thing. No matter what. That's what's crazy about it. That's what you call fractal right there, for real. Every second that you could think of, every number you can think of that exists in humanity is right there. When you break down your time, it's not based on 12. It's based on 10 seconds that make up that 12. A decimal code building up that 12. 12 is still a decimal number in itself. So if you cover that up, you got the original discovery that I made. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4.5, and I said it's something about this 4.5. Everything here is at a 45-degree angle. All right. So I'm going to end this one here. I thank y'all, everybody who did come through. You don't have to drop a comment, but if y'all are any type of debateful or you got something very smart to say, should say it. If you can prove me wrong, prove me. 100%. I'll open the flow to you. And we'll even go live with you if you wanted me to do that. But literally, this is where it's at. So to summarize, you got the flat earth map and the globe earth map in one right here. And the purpose of that is to prove which one it is and which one it isn't. You got the moon over here from a certain view in space, if you want to call it that. Perfect. You have the moon right there and the sun right there on each side of the globe. And if you can see that globe at the equator, there it is. And there's a North Pole. That is so powerful. It's almost like if you were on shrooms or something like that. It'll take your mind places. If, like, literally, you can see stuff from a whole different perspective, man. And that's my face as the clouds. Literally. So my face is being turned into the clouds. And next time y'all see it, y'all will see that. And I just love where this is at, man. That's my mind. The moon in the mind. My mental. And crazy, bro. Menstrual, mental, month. That's crazy, man. I'll be out of here, man. See y'all next time. Golly, boy.